Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today I am here again for my Scraplift U, day 12. This is the layout that I am scrapbooking from Sharon Prince Hutchinson, and I will share her Instagram link on my Instagram page. And there I'm showing you what her page is. And so I am starting out with some old Heidi Swapp Color Shine. And let's see, that color was Primrose. And I start out trying to spray it, and the nozzle is clogged. So really, I just put a little dab of it onto my packaging here. And I am going to put this in 3 different places. And as I was showing you there, that this is a really old piece of paper that I've had on my stash for a while. And I thought it kind of looked like a tablecloth, and that it worked good with the pictures that I was going to scrapbook today. And so basically, the paper has like a resist on it. So when I put the ink on, then that design shows up where that resist is. So happy to get that paper used up from my stash, and in the end I think it looks really great with everything else that I add to it. So now I'm going to set that aside to dry for a little bit, and I went to my scraps and started doing some punches. And let's see if I can find my circle punch. Nope, not there. Buried on my desk somewhere. It is a 1 1/4 circle punch, and I just pulled out different colors that coordinate with the sticker pack that I was going to use, which is a Simple Stories line that came out last fall. It was called What's Cooking, and kind of had those corally pinks and tans and greens and turquoise. And I just pulled out a bunch of different scraps, punched those circles, and now I'm cutting them in half. And nothing too exact, that I'm just using my scissors to cut those in half, and just trying to mix up the colors all around on my layout background. And as you can see, that I have a picture that it's a little bit smaller than, it's probably like a 3 by 3, and then I do end up matting it here later on. So I did kind of make sure I knew where I was going to place it on my layout, and before I did the mixed media, and before I started laying down all these circles for these banner pieces, I guess you could call them. And once I get that done, then I do take this, well, I use a tiny bit of liquid glue under each one of the half circles, and then I do take it to my sewing machine and sew those on. So here I am, I'm using my T-square ruler to make sure I have all those straight. And at first I was struggling with, there you can see I'm struggling with making sure that my T-square ruler stays straight. And so here you're going to see my solution is to put some washi tape down on the far end of the T-square ruler, and that's going to keep it in place and make sure that it stays flat the entire time. And so then I just kept moving my paper underneath my T-square ruler and got all those glued down. I took it to my sewing machine, just did a straight stitch all the way across, and sewed all those down for a little bit extra texture. And here I am using, again, more scraps to mat my photo. And the brown piece that I wanted to use wasn't quite big enough. And since it was mostly a solid, I was able just to piece that together to make it look like one solid piece once it's all together. And then I used basically everything on this layout was a scrap or something from my stash that I have used several times before. So here, this was a pocket card that I had in my storage container of all the pocket cards that I have cut apart. And this was from a really old Simple Stories line. I think it was something to do with sewing. And this one was basically looked like a clipboard, so I did fussy cut that out of the card, and I decided that I was gonna use this very old, I think it was a Pinkfish Studio pocket that I found in my color drawers. And I was having troubles getting my clipboard to go down into the pocket. So I cut um, the top off, and then here you see that you're going to see me stick that down. So I just have a small flap now sticking up. And so I glue that down, and that takes care of what my clipboard was getting caught on inside from coming in and out when people want to read the journaling that I'm going to put on there. And so at the top of the clipboard, that I wanted to make it a little more substantial, and so I pulled out my Simple Stories Simple Vintage Essentials that came out last year. There were some chipboard clipboards, and so I just took one of the chipboard tops and added it to this pocket card that I had. And so here I am coming up with my title, that the home, which is a foam sticker that came with the collection that I talked about earlier, the What's Cooking. And I pulled that out, and then the cooking title came from some puffy title or puffy letters that I had from a Hip Kit sticker sheet. And so here I'm just kind of auditioning where I want my title and everything to go. And so my title is going to be Home Cooking. And what this title, or what this picture is last year, my mom, or actually in 2022, Christmas 2022, she had been working for a couple years to put together everybody's family favorite recipes. And so she bought some cookbook kits, and she bought recipe cards, and she hand wrote all our favorite recipes, and she did it 10 times. So she made 10 of these kits, wrote out the same recipes 10 times in her own handwriting, and gave it to all of us for Christmas. And that included her 4 daughters, her 6 granddaughters, and then she also made us homemade aprons as well. And so that's what I'm documenting. I just used this cooking collection to document that special Christmas gift that she gave to us. And I'm also going to include a picture of a project that I made for everybody else, that I made little wooden, I guess kind of like chopping boards, and I put the group picture of all of us together and used pieces from the same sticker book and collection, and gifted all of those to everybody at Christmas of 2023. So look for that in a close-up picture at the end of the video, and I will also have that posted on Instagram and on my Pinterest account as well. And so here I'm just kind of adding some embellishments around the layout here, just to kind of finish things off and use a few more items from the sticker book. And funny enough, this collection was actually for Thanksgiving, but everything that I have documented hasn't been related to Thanksgiving at all. So there were a few things that just weren't relevant, but I'll find some place to use those eventually, that they'll go into my stash and maybe end up on a Thanksgiving layout at some point. So adding some word stickers there. Here I'm going to put down that chipboard clipboard top to give it a little more dimension and some strength for when you're pulling that out for the journaling. And so I put a pop dot on the back to hold up the top circle section, and then I use some tear score tape at the bottom to hold it onto the actual card that's going to be pulled in and out. And here I pulled out some of my enamel dots. I've been trying to use some of those up as well. And I think I was able to condense some of these down, that found some that coordinate in that minty green, the corally pink color, and then I'm not sure what the other color was. Oh, yellow. I think they're that goldish, tannish yellow color too as well. So I kind of add those around, and that's pretty much going to wrap up this layout. So if you have any questions about anything on this layout, please feel free to leave those below in the comment section. Otherwise, if you wouldn't mind giving me a like and subscribe, that would be awesome. And otherwise, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye.